The first question I just revising for yesterday's printing numbers in a range, that is basic one, and range is nothing but what that will consist for ranging value. That can be what iterating that one. Start from start value, stop value, and giving we can give what step value also. So let's start with something simple, and how to print the numbers from 1 to 5. Okay. And first I'm using what? Using a for loop. So I'm trying that one. How to print that one. The range is what? 1 comma 6. Okay. The function creates what? Sequence of numbers starting from 1 and going up to what? 6. But it gives only for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because stop value you have to give what? Plus 1 always. Then that's why the Python complete the all as required and user interface. Okay. And print it what will do? We print the numbers. Okay. That from the current value. Okay. I'm here on coding that is simple. I'm printing what? Numbers what? From 1 to 5. That is for loop. Okay. I'm using what? For as a keyword. Okay, for will what to the computer understand. I'm using what for loop. Okay, I'm using this num. This is what one variable. This variable what it will let's like a element. It will what do? It will do iteration in the loop. Okay, until what condition satisfied. Okay, I'm taking in range and off. Okay, inside that one is what start value, comma and 6. That is for in value, and you can give the up what step values. Step value what it is used for jumping or skipping that value, and can give the what defaultly with step value is what 1. Do not mention anything. We'll consider as what 1. Okay, and if you mention only the one number, it considers as top value. If you mention two numbers, that is considered as what start value and stop value. Remember that one. I'm printing the what number, so that is this number. So when I'm printing, I'll get to know what I'm connecting my kernel. Yeah, can see right the numbers from 1 to 5. That is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is printing. Okay, this is how for loop will be work. Okay, let's trace it how it will be work. Then you can easily understand. Okay, so I'm taking for tracing example is called as what printing numbers from 1 to 3 using what for loop. Okay, let's trace. Okay, for that code is what for num in range 1 comma 4 1 comma 4. That is means how it will be print 1, 2, 3. 4 is top value because we have to give the plus 1, right? So I'm printing the this number. It will print what? 1, 2, 3. Let's see how it works in bitly. Okay. Let's trace that one. So let me take what line 1. That is what number what? Start from what? 1. And iteration is 1. That is what iteration 1. So output will be what? Nothing will be given. So loop start and num gets what? First value from the range 1 of 4. That is which is what? 1. Okay. That is considered about. Let me take the number is considered as what? Take a output. That is what? 1. And output is what? 1. That is print num what will do? Display the current value of your num is which is what? 1. Okay. Then it will go for what? Next number. That is what? 2. And that is what? Iteration 2. Okay. That loop continues to num gets what? Next value that's from the range of 1 comma 4, which is what? Next number is what? 2. Then it will pass what output as what? 2. Right? Next it will go for 3. That is what iteration 3. That is what loop continuous num gets what next value from the range of 1 for 4. That is what which is 3. That 3 will go to the output and print the number is display the current value of num is what which is 3. Then in last one it what loop ends because the next number is becomes what 4. The 4 is what out of the range. That is out of the stop value, right? So there are no more value. The range of 1 4 is has no more numbers. The for loop is finishes. Okay, this is how for loop will be working. Okay, okay. Let's do using the while loop. Okay, and we can start by creating what the variable num and setting its initial value is what to 1. So it can be a initial value given what one variable taken what number and initial value is what 1. The while loop was condition what while loop and condition what num is what less than is equal to what 5 and long as condition is true it will be printing what number until the condition becomes true. Okay, in this if this is for updation it will do the what after the print num it will print the number, right? That printing number plus one you adding That will call that for this number becomes when number becomes this one 5 is less than equal to 5 until that one condition true, right? That will until that one it will print. Otherwise, will not. If a condition is false, then this stop the looping and change the loop. Okay, and I'm running this one. You can see, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And remember that one, we can in for loop, you directly we can declare in start value and stop value. But in a while loop, you have to mention in a different order. First, you have to write initialization, then while condition, while loop, and condition, and print number, and finally you have to give what updation, and you have to must follow what indentation. Okay, let's do the sum of numbers and we can calculate the sum of all the numbers from 1 to 5. Like what? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. How much? 1 plus 2 what? 3. 3 plus 3? 6. 6 plus 4? 10. 10 plus 5? 15. Let's see how it will be worked. Okay. And you can see, right? I'm what? Finding sum of the numbers that is 1 to 5. Okay. And taken what? Total sum as what? Variable, because I have to store that value, right? Sum of values. Okay, so I'm taking what one variable because storing that value. So initialization, I'm doing what 0. Okay, you can ask the doubt. That is what I'm using here for loop. Why are you using the total sum? Because total sum is what that stores the value. Okay, and I'm taking initialization is what 0. You can 0 plus you can do that one, right? And I'm taking what for I in range. I want what sum of 1 to 5, right? So I'm starting value is what 1 and ending value with 6 by 6. I have to give the plus 1. Okay, and I'm taking what condition here. That is what total sum is equal to this one. Total sum is equal to what? Total sum plus high. High is nothing but your what range. Range iteration, right? Even why I taken right I, right? I will what to do iterate in this loop. Okay, I'm taking that loop. Okay, when I'm printing this sum is total sum, it will print what sum of that 1 to 5. You can see, right? The sum is what 15. Okay, if you have confusion, you can take what num also. You can take any variable name. Okay, and follow the variable conditions rules. Okay, and second one using a while loop. The same thing. We can use that using a while loop, and that is easy. And initially, here also same two total sum taking the variable. That's what initially what 0. Okay, this is total sum is what for what to store the value. Okay, and taking what next I as what I have to initialize this first one because I'm using what while loop. Okay, I is equal to what 1. Okay, then while is what I is less than or equal to what 5. Okay, and we are writing what condition. Okay, here what always remember this one. I is equal to what 1. That is what start value, and in the condition we have to write what end value. Okay, less than what 5. Okay, and we are using what less than equal to 5. Then it's considered 5 also. If you're using what less than only, it will consider not 5. It will consider up to what 4. Okay. So I'm taking what here total sum is equal to total sum plus I. This is what logic. Finally, we have to do updation, right? I is equal to I plus 1. Okay, because while loop is not considered while loop initially that contain not iterating, self-iterating. But for loop contains what self-iterating. So we have to do here what updation. That is what I is equal to what I plus 1. Okay. And finally, what would print the total sum. You have to outer the what? You have to print outer the while loop. Then you will get the total sum. Otherwise, you will not get the total sum. Okay. Let's print this one. You can see that the sum is 15. Okay. When I do I am printing what you are printing this one inner the loop. Okay. So I'm running this one. You can see, right? It's like it's printing 1, 3, 6, 10, 15. Like how it will be working. First it takes 1. Then we take then we'll next number is what? 2. That is 1 plus 2 is what? 3. Next 3 plus 3, 6. 6 plus 4, 10. Next 10 plus 5, 15. Like that how it will be working. If you want to print only the total sum of that number means you have to print in the this statement should be what outer the loop. Okay, I'm running this one. You can see that the sum is 15. Like that it will be work. These are the some logics you to know. So then you only can write the own code. Okay, let's print the even numbers. Okay, even numbers should be what? It should be what divisible by 2. Remember that logic. Okay, Okay, I'm using here what? Using the for loop, I'm writing what? Printing the even numbers from what? 1 to 10. Okay, so I'm here taking what? Just doing this one, then you can easily understand. So, okay, I'm printing here what? Even numbers from 1 to 10. So, okay, for I in range, I is what? For iterating purpose, and range start from value what? 1 and stop value what? 11. I want 10, right? So, I want to plus 1. 10 plus 1 is what? 11. So, then colon, then after that indentation, I'm taking here what? Condition. Okay, I'm using here what? If. If I is what? If I is what? Divisible by I is what? This number is which divisible by 2, then equal to 0, then only consider is what? Is even number, otherwise it will not consider as even number, right? So using what here, if you am using, right, you can use directly, you can use what? For in range, using what? Step value. Without using the step value, you can use what? If, that is using the logic. Always interview asking what? Using the logic you have to write. Okay, if I percentage 2 is equal to 0, then printing what? I. This percentage is what we can consider what in Python. This will set as what? Modulus. Modulus what will do? It will give the output as what? Reminder. Okay. When the number is, let me take here, number is what? 2. 2 is what? Even number is. 2 is divided by 2 is what? 0. It will get reminder is what? What? 0, right? So 0 is equal to 0. Then it will condition is what? True. Then only print what? Even numbers. Let me do this one. You can see, right? The even number is what? From 1 to 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Let me do without this one, like, let me take this one percent, comment this one, okay, and print off I. So I am given you a step value, that is what? 2. So when I give the 2, it will give what? Odd numbers. If I want means even number, the start value should be what? 0. Can see, right? 0 also even number. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. 10. But they ask what? From even numbers I want from 1 to 10. So we can use what? Using this condition only we are get from even numbers from 1 to 10. Without using step value we cannot get. But with using step value we will get from what? 0. Okay. This is how it will be work. We do this updation. Okay. The indentation should be what? One tab space or on 4 spaces. Remember that one. Okay. Let's do one multiplication table. This ask in yesterday's session, right? Let me do that one. Okay, let's print a multiplication table for number 5 up to what? 10 times. You all learn table strings up to 10 times, right? That is 1 to 10, like that. Okay, I'm writing that kind of code using what? Using the for loop. Okay, okay, I'm printing what? Multiplication of table for 5, and number is what? 5. So I want number is which table number multiplication. I want what? 5, right? So I'm taking what? Your number is 5. Got I in range. Up to how many times I want? 10 times, right? So I'm starting value with what? 1. And second value is what? 11. That is what? Stop value. That is what? End value. Okay. I am taking here product. That is what? Where logic product is equal to what? I want in what? Which order? I want product values, right? That is num into what? I. I is what? Nothing but here iterating value. It start from 1 up to what? 10. Okay. That is num. Initially num is what? 5. And into what? It start from 1, like that. 5 into 1 we'll get what? 5. Next 5 into 2, 10. 5 into 3, 15. Like that, how it will be work. Okay. When I'm printing here, so you can observe here. I'm printing here inside the loop because I will get all 10 times, right? So I will inside what? This print statement in the inner loop, not outer loop. If in inner loop, we will consider all things. Okay. I'm printing it what? Num. Okay. Should be short 5. I will get what? 5 means I want in a multiplication table format, right? So I'm taking here what? Num. What is num is what? 5 here. And here x, because x considering what? Multiplication, right? So I'm taking here x and comma. Then I have to what? I. I is nothing but your iterating value, this one. It will start from 1 up to 10. Okay, then equal. Then your product. Product is considering but the value of that multiplication. That is 5 to 1 what? 5. That will consider it. So I'm running this one. You can see right multiplication table for 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 45, 50. Correct, right? So like that, how it will be work. Okay, you can see here. And what? I'm seeing out of the loop only and consider. You'll get what? Only 5 into 10, only 50. Okay, I don't want all 10 times miss. You have to consider your the inside the loop or inner loop. Like that, how it will be work. You have to know, like that, when we put out, when we put in, how it will be work. Okay, let's do the next question. That is what? Countdown. Okay, countdown is nothing but counting. Okay, let me do the countdown. Okay, that is for using, I'm using the for loop. That is for I in range. 5 start from what? 5 and ending value at 0 step value and what? -1. It will do what? Count. Can say right? Countdown means it is from decreasing order. That is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like that, I will be work. Stop will means I'm given 0, right? 0 means up to what? I will get what? 1. Okay. I'm given step value as what? -1. Initially, it would what? Default value is what? 1. So given here -1. So when I'm given the -1, it will go with what? In reverse order. It will get your reverse order. Okay. So you can see here it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. When I give only the what? 1. Can say we'll get in the step value, right? I'm not getting anything because the starting value got 5 and ending got 0. Like that, how it will be work. So when you do with what 0 here, and I am giving here about 6. So I get what here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that, how it will be works. So I want what in reverse order, right? So 5 here 0, and I have to give here a -1. -1 what do? We will do reverse. Okay, this is what step value. This is how countdown will be work. Okay, let me do with the using the while loop that will count down. Okay, and that we have to write the logic for that. So I'm taking what count from it's for start from what 5. That is what your initialization. Okay, and I'm taking your while I'm writing what condition. It stop what until 1 up to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 like that, right? So it is what condition. Okay, I'm writing what print what I want print count start from what 5 until what 1. So I have to updation, right? That is what count is equal to count -1. Okay, why I'm using here -1? I'm in a decreasing order. That is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Counting that one, right? So count down. Okay, like that. Count -1. Initially, we are when you're using the up the like up the extra what? When you're using the yesterday problems, you are using what plus right in updation. Based on the program, you have to use what plus or minus. Okay. So I'm running this one. Is what 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can write count is equal to count -1, right? You can directly write using what consider 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This minus equal is considered as what? This also is considered count is equal to count -1. It will act like that. Okay. Okay, based on yours. Okay. Come when you are writing some kind of coding, you will get to know. Okay, don't worry. So let's do the some interview question that ask in your interview. Before that, I will take 1 minute. Let's start. Okay, the first question is what? The factorial of a number. It will repeat it question in your interview question. Okay, that is what factorial of a number. Okay, 5 factorial. What is the 5 factorial? It acts as what? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Okay, this is a multiply of this 5 and this is what? 120. Okay, this is what factorial. The factorial is nothing but a product of all positive number less than or equal to that number. Okay, that is called as what? Factorial number. Okay, what is the logic we have to do? We need to what? Multiply the number from starting what? Starting from 1 up to a given number. That is called as what? Factorial. We'll keep on factorial variable starting at 1. And because we have to multiply by what? 1, right? Let us then change the value. Okay, we can then multiply factorial for by each number. That is what the range. Okay, we can also check for negative numbers also if factorial does not exceed. That is for 0 and 0. Okay, when you're doing the multiplying from 0, right? That is the 0 into all this one. That is, but 0 factorial is nothing but what? 1. So when you consider 0 factorial also, we get the same value. Okay. That is not important, including you cannot do up to what? 1. Okay. So what I'm doing here, factorial of a number, and that is what? Num is equal to what? 5. I'm here what? Initializing with 5. What? 5. This is for factorial and 1, right? So factorial initial value is what? 1. That is what? 0 factorial. Okay. I'm taking here what? If. Okay, if num is what? Less than 0. Okay, without using what? For loop only we are using what? Less than 0. The print what? Factorial does not exceed for negative numbers. Okay, I'm taking what here? Input. Okay, that is what? Num is equal to what? 5. And factorial is what? Initializing value is what? 1. Okay, I'm here what? Else. Okay, when I give the numbers 5, this number is less than 0 means that is what factorial does not exceed with the negative numbers that will give. Okay, then if if you enter the number is what equal to 0 means the factorial of a 0 is what 1. It will be printed. Okay, else if not mention what less than negative numbers or 0, you have to do this one for positive numbers. That is what for I in range of start from what 1 and num plus 1. I have given what for num plus 1. You have to do the iteration, right? That is, let me take what 5 means you have to do what? We start from what 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 1 plus 2, 3, 1 plus 3, 1 plus 3, 4, 1 plus 4, 1 plus 5. Like that, how it will be work. Okay, I'm taking here what factorial and factorial is equal to what? Factorial into I. Have to do what? Which operation here? Multiplication, right? So I'm taking here what? Factorial. The factorial initial value at 1. Because of why am I taking what? To what? Store that value of factorial what? So summing that one. So we are doing what here? Product. So we are when you are doing the product, what you have to the initial the value is what? 1. Because when you give the 0 means when you do the product means you will get what? 0, right? 0 into anything number, there's nothing but 0. So I have to give here a 1. So 1 into nothing, when 1 into that any number, we will get that number only. So I'm taking here what? 1. Okay. And here what? For I in range 1, num plus 1. So factorial is equal to what? Factorial into I. I is nothing but your iterating number that is variable. That is start from what? Starting value and up to what? Your given here what? 5. That is what 5 plus 1 I'm taking. Why are 5 plus 1 taking here? Your always top value should be what? Plus 1, right? I'm taking what? 5 plus 1. So up to 1, 5, 5. So num plus 1. So it will do factorial, that is star into I. So until the range it will be 1. So it will print what? The factorial of num is what? Factorial. Like that. Wait a minute. You can see, right? The factorial of number 5 is what? 120. Okay. If you do in confusion, you can do here what? You can see here the factorial of num is, and first to be what? Is factorial. It will print. Yeah. You can go to the outer loop means you can clear it to get what? Print. Because factorial is stored. That's why I'm coming what? 120. Okay, when I do in the inner loop, you can see here, right? The factorial of I is what? 1. I is 2. Next 6. 24. 120. Like that, how it will be working. Okay. To overcome that one, you have to what? Outer the loop. Outer the loop will be considered as what? only then we get the final value. This 120. So you can change the value here. So I'm taking here what? 0. The 0 factorial is what? 1. So I have to get what? Here the factorial of 0 is what? 1. Okay. And I take the negative number because negative number is considered what? Negative number is not having the factorial number. So I'm taking here what? Minus 1. And so here the factorial does not exist for negative numbers. Like that, how it will be worked. So I'm taking here what? Negative. Okay, second. Let me take here 50. Can see right? The factorial of 50 is what? This something number like this. Let me take the 100 because 100 is not having factorial, right? Let me see. You can see that that's something like that. This number. You cannot remember this one. The computer only know this one. Need to do this for 1000. You can see right? All is running. Then infinite. Okay. We change here what? 10. Then we get can see it 3628800 like that factorial will be work. Okay, this I'll be asked in an interview also. Okay, let's do the next question, that is what? Fibonacci sequence. Okay, this is also important. Fibonacci sequence is each is number is what? The sum of the two preceding ones, and usually was starting with 0 and n and 1. A sequence look like here. What like this is what Fibonacci series. That is what 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. Like that, how it will be series. What is the logic? You can see, right? We need to keep the track of last two numbers to calculate the next one. We will be start with what? N1 is equal to what? 0. Next what? N2 is equal to what? 1. Then in a while loop, we can calculate what? Nth value. That is what? N1 plus N2. Update we can give the update what? N1 becomes what? N2. Then N2. Then become what? Nth value. This is what logic of your Fibonacci series. We also use what? Count that is built-in function to control what? How many terms we will print. We learn in a count method, right? Built-in function that will do what? Count or count what you give the number. Will count that one to get the that count of that value. Okay. Let me do the Fibonacci series. I want here what? Let's print the Fibonacci series for first 8 terms. Okay, first 8 terms. So I'm giving what? N terms is equal to what? 8. So you can update as your wish. And I'm taking what? Initially value should be what? Always should be what? N1 is equal to what? 0 and N2 is equal to what? 1. And count should be, I'm storing that value, right? Nth value. So I'm taking here what? 0. So I'm taking what? If N terms is less than or equal to 0 means what? Please enter the positive integer. This would work. Fibonacci series work only for positive integer and your what? Factorial also. It will consider 0 and positive numbers, but not consider what? Negative numbers. Remember that one. Okay. And if that is what? N terms. I'm taking about equal to 1. When I'm giving the 1, the Fibonacci sequence up to what? N terms. That is what? N terms. That is what? And I'm here what? Separating what? Colon. Okay, that is what? Print N1. Okay, we will print N1 is what? 0. Okay, like that how it will be work. Okay, when when we are give the positive number rather than what? 0 and 1, it should be what? Like Fibonacci sequence, right? So I'm taking here what? While count. I'm using what? While loop here because we have to use what? Condition here. So I have to go satisfy the condition. That's why I'm using what? While loop. Otherwise, you have to can use what? For loop. Okay, and you have to satisfy the condition, you must use what? While loop. Okay, and we are what? Taking a count less than what? N terms. Okay, less than what? N terms. Okay, that is, it should be satisfy this condition until it should be what? It will while loop, it should be run. Okay, so you have to write here what? Logic. First should be what? Print N1. Okay, then what? I want here what? Nth term. That is what? Up to what? I'm taking what? 8, right? I want to what? Up to 8 terms. That is what? Nth is equal to what? N1 plus N2. Should be like that. It will be work. Okay, we have to update that value, right? So what I'm doing here? N1 is equal to what? N2. I'm what I'm doing? What? Swapping that values. Okay, then N2 is equal to what? N. Okay, this method is called as what? Update the values for the next iteration. This is also called as what? Swapping. Okay, and we are doing what? Swapping. N1 is equal to what? N2. N2 is equal to what? Nth. So I'm here updation message, that is what count is equal to count plus one, because we have to do iterating, right? So if while loop not consider not having that self iteration, so you have to do the updation. That is what count is equal to what count plus one. Okay, and I'm running this one. And see, right, Fibonacci series 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 30. So I want in what is given in what row wise, right? I want in what complete column wise. Let me do what the column wise with print n1, right? So I'm taking here what we do can see, right? You have to give the word like called as end. End it what to do? It will take has the tab space. Okay, it will take the tab space and will be print in a what in column wise. It is 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. It is in a series, not in a Fibonacci sequence, right? And that is I will take and this is one. This Fibonacci series nothing but we have a series. That is what n1, n2, and up to the nth term. Now to give the values, let me take here what 10. So when I am printing, you can see right is 0, 1 to what? So till when I give the items, I'll get what? Only the 30. I go up to what? 10, 21, and 34 I'm getting. Like that, how it will be worked. Okay, this is what Fibonacci series. And the next one is what? Reverse the string. Okay, this is a very, very important. Okay, let me what reverse the string means. If you know the reverse string, you can do what? Palindrome question. Okay, if you must to know reverse the string. Okay, if you let me take what is the reverse word means. Let me take what word called as what? Hello. Hello should be when I reverse that one, it should be what? Like that, it will be what? OLLEH. Like that, it should be displayed. Okay, what real time example, let me call us your ambulance. Ambulance should be what? Always in a reverse, right? Like that, how it will what to do. Okay, and let me do this one. Okay. I am what reversing the word what? What I'm taking word called as what? Python. Python should be what? Reverse. That is what? NOHTYP should be what I give a reverse word. And I'm taking one variable that is called as what? Reverse word is equal to what? Empty string. Why I'm taking an empty string? So I have to store that string in the reverse word, right? So I'm what? For storing purpose, I'm taking one variable. Okay. What inside that I've take what empty string, because we can using the empty string we can add that string, right? So the string plus string you can add that one, that is possible. Okay, so I'm taking here what for loop. Okay, should be for why I'm using for loop, it should be what first it takes first character, then second character, then fourth character, like that will be iterating. Okay, so I'm using what here for loop having what self iteration, so I'm taking what for loop. Okay, otherwise you can do with while loop also, but you have to give what updation. Okay, I'm using here for and character to iterate. This is character variable to for iteration in what word. Okay, in word. Inside you can use the directly in Python using the string this word. Okay, that can be your wish. Okay, you can use variable name also, and you can directly give your word using with double quotes. Okay, and taken here what reverse word. Reverse should be what? That is what character plus reverse word. That is what it will take for character plus reverse word. Okay. Then print when we original word is what? That is Python. And print reverse word is what? Your reverse word that is what? And that is what? Reverse thing. Can see right? It will be reverse. Okay. And we are not mentioning anything, right? But we start from what? When you're doing the iteration, we start from last. That is N O H P. Let's start from what? P. Okay. It will start from when we doing the character. And if, when we doing the indexing, that is 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me take this one. Okay. Oh, it will be printing. It will first will take what? Let me do the reverse word is equal to what? Character. Character is what? I'm taking here first characters. What is the first one? What? P. P plus reverse word. Reverse word is containing what? Empty string. Okay. Empty string plus. That is P plus empty string. What? That is we consider as reverse word contain what? Updated values for P. Okay. Then we go for what? Y. Okay, then it will what? Y plus reverse string. That is what? Y plus reverse is considering what? P. That is what? Updated value is what? YP. Then it will go for T. And T plus YP. That is TYP. Like that, we reversing that one. Okay. When you have to, after your reverse word is go to reverse word plus characters means I will get what? Python only. Okay. If you want in reverse order, you have to do with logic. You have to think. Okay. Character plus reverse word. Okay. Like that, how it will be work. This number is a prime or not. What is prime number? Say number is what? Greater than 1 and has no multitude devices but other than 1 and itself only the devising. Okay. And for example, 7. 7 is what? Prime number. You can divide by 1 and 7, right? That is what? Prime number. Okay. But 6 is not what? 6 is not prime number because it is 6 can be divisible by 2 also, 3 also, like that. Okay. The prime number should be what? It should be divisible by 1 and itself only. That is called as what? Prime number. Okay. You can see the logic here, and I'm taking what is prime is equal to what? True. Okay. Then if the number is less than or equal to what? 1 and also it's not prime. Otherwise, it will check for divisors. Okay, we will look from thought from 2 off up to what? Off of the number. Then when you get what? Because the number we cannot get the divisor greater than what? It's off itself, right? So we can find what? High here. That divides what? Number perfectly. That is what we can use in logic. That is what when we use with the reminder, right? We have to use the logic word using the modulus. That is what? Num percentage I, that is modulo I, is equal to 0. It will do what? Gives the reminders. If true, then only get what? The number is not prime. So we set what is prime is equal to what? False. So immediately we break the loop. Break what we'll do? We'll break that current one. You can get what? Exit the loop. That means because there is no need to check further. Okay. Let me do with the coding. Let me take the number is 11. 11 is what? Prime number, right? Okay, I'm checking here what I'm taking on variable is called as is prime is equal to what? True. Okay. Okay, when we take the true, we go to the logic. Otherwise, we will get out from the logic. Okay, let me check here. If number is less than or equal to what? 1. Okay, if number is what? Less than or equal to 1, should be what? Which is not considered as what prime number. Is prime is equal to what? False. Then it will go on what logic. Other if condition is not false, you will go for this logic. That is what else. That is we only for check of what square root of that number. But for beginners, let me do the that is num is what do when we doing what this I'm using here what 2 times of slash. This two times of slash will do only the flow that is called as what flow division. Flow division what will do means flow division will do means what when you doing the division. Let me consider what let me take what 26. 26 divided by what let me 26 not let me take what 29. 29 divided by 2 means what will you get? Can be considered what with the floating value, right? That we consider what integer value. Float division will be considered what only the what integer value. That is called what float division. Okay, and that is also called as what whole number we getting. Okay, that will be all the number. Let me take what 12.5. It considers what 13, right? Okay, let me take what 12.4. That is considered what 12 only. Like that, all I will be work. So I'm taking here what far high in range. Okay, starting from what 2 and number should be what number up to what I want to what floor division, right? Num the floor division by 2 and plus 1. Plus 1 what? We give the step value what up to what plus 1, right? So if I'm writing here condition, okay, if number is what division by I, that is I is nothing but your iterating value is equal to 0. Then is prime is equal to what? False. Then break and exit from the loop. Okay. Okay. Otherwise, if condition is what it exit from the loop. If the is number is what prime. Okay. If not, it will be not work. It will consider what it comes to what prime. It is what print what the number should be what it's a prime number. Okay. Else it what print the number is what not a prime number. Like that, the prime number will be work. Okay. If you know the logic correctly, okay, then you can easily write the program. So I'm writing here, you can get the 11 is a prime. And when I'm given here, what? 10. Can I see here, right? Then it's not a prime. It's working. Okay. And I will take here what? Minus 1. What should we print? Minus m is a not a prime number. Hope it's working, right? Okay, simple logic. You have to remember that. Okay, you have to do of that flow region what will do and the modules what will do. Like that, you have to remember. Then you only can write the program. Okay. The next question is what the count the ovals. We have to count the only the ovals in the string. Okay, that can be asked in a question, interview question. That is what I'm taking here. What ovals? That is what A, E, I, O, U. Okay, or what there are words like the programming. Should be I want to check the ovals. This programming. What are the ovals here? O, A, I. These three numbers, right? Okay, let me do that one. Okay, I'm taking here what text. That is what I have to check the while that is ovals present in this word, right? So I'm taking word right that programming. Okay, you know the ovals that are what ovals. Ovals can be what in lowercase also uppercase, all right? So I'm taking here ovals. That is what A E I O U in a both lowercase and uppercase. Right? After that, I have to count that one. I have to store it one variable, right? So I'm taking what one variable that called as what oval count. That is what initially equal to what 0. So I'm taking here what for character in the text. Okay, text means what here programming. Character is what one variable for iterating purpose. Go for like a P R O G R M M I N G. It will go iterating. It is called as self iterating. Okay, I'm checking that if character in overs when we go to the overs that will go to there with P, right? Okay, first we will go to the P that is called as character. That character in it will checking overs. Overs are these characters, right? It will check all thing here. Then if that consider if is equal, then we go to here what ovals count is equal to what oval counts plus one. That will count as count values. That is plus one. Okay. Then to the print that word text has what oval count and ovals. Okay, it will be printing. Can see right? The word programming has what three ovals. That is correct, right? Which are that one? O A high. Okay, this is how it will be work. Okay, you have to you know the fundamental means things that is logic thing. You know to how you can easily write the program. Okay, you have to trace every program, then you can understand neatly. Okay. When we do the palindrome. The palindrome is nothing but your what is palindrome? It's a word or a number or a phrase or a sequence of characters that is the same forward also, backward also. Let me take the example. It is called as what? Medium. If you can read the medium from start, it will do medium only. If you read from last, it will medium only like that. You can this is also done. Race car and race car like that. When we do the what forward when we read from forward also backward also should be what same. That is called as what palindrome. Okay, let me do that one. That is what the logic should be what reverse are right. So we can use the reverse easily. So we did right for reversing a number. Okay, I'm taking a what on palindrome check that I'm taking what on word. Okay, that is what madam. Okay, the reverse should be what only madam only. So I'm taking a what for look to check the characters to carry in word. Okay, and reverse word for this reverse word with the empty string. And why I'm taking this one to store that value. Okay, and reverse word character plus reverse word. Okay, then only get your reverse order. When you do the reverse word plus character, then you will get the same thing. Okay, I'm taking about reverse word is equal to what character plus reverse word. You'll do the like m, then m you will consider plus string that is called m. Then you go for a, then we'll consider what a and m. Then d that is d a m. Next a m a d a m. Next consider what m. That is what medium. Like that how it will look. Okay, when if word is equal to what reverse word. Okay, the word should be what you are made up and after the doing the loop and iteration we get what reverse word. It is what medium is equal to what medium, then only consider is what the word is what palindrome, else it will be a word is considered what is not a palindrome. Okay, and let me do this one as a comment. Let me do this one next one. Okay. Okay, let me clean this. You can see, right? Palindrome check. The medium is what? Palindrome. Okay. Let me change the word here. Okay, you can give the input. Then we can easily go the from the user input. Okay. I'm taking here what? Hello. You can see, right? Hello is not what? Palindrome, right? You can see, right? Hello is not a palindrome. Okay, let me take another word. It's called as what? Level. Level is same as itself. It's a palindrome, right? You can see it. Level is a palindrome. Okay. Let me take another one. It will be not. Okay, let me take here and do lens. Ambulance not. It's not a what? It's not a palindrome. Like that. How it will be work. Okay. Let me do the next program. That is called as what? Sum of digits of a number. Okay, so I did right. Okay, use of 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is what? 6. But we did what? Using what? For loop only. We do know using what? While loop, and also we expand what? Tracing. Then you can easily understand. Okay. And you're taking okay logic. That is what num digit is equal. I'm taking here what digit is equal to what? Num percentage 10. Okay, that gets what? We get what? Lost digit. Okay, when you divide that number with the 10, we get what? Lost digit. We can take the example here. I'm taking here what number called as what? 123. Okay, when we do the 123 divisible by 10, we'll get what? 3, right? Okay, 3, right? So when we get the 3, we get the last digit. Okay, and we taken what another one called as what total sum. Total sum is equal to what total sum plus digit. The digit is what here digit. That is what here 3. That is 3 plus digit. Total sum is what initially what we consider as what 0. Okay, 0 plus 3 is what 3. But adds to the digit your whole sum. Okay, then we consider num. Num plus floor division is 10. Floor division we get what only the whole number value, that is removes for last digit, and we get what when you do the 123 floor division 10 we'll get only for 12 becomes what 12, like that how it will work. This prepare what for next iteration. So when you do the 123 divided by 10 we'll get what it is what 12s are right. So after that we get what floating value. Maybe also we get only what 12. This is how floor division will work. This is for getting what only we getting what two seats and removing the last value. Okay. Digit we can when you do the modulus we get what first digit. Okay. Not the last digit. And you can see the code here that is of sum of digit. I'm taking what number original, that is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and num is equal to what num of original. Okay, it should be what num is equal to what num is equal to num original, because I'm going to when you do the modifying it should be what same as, right? So when we using the so keep original as is same. Okay, and total sum is initializing what with the 0, and here while we are writing the condition, that's what num is greater than 0, then only should be work. Okay, otherwise it will be while loop will be out from the loop. I'm taking here what is equal to what num percentage 10 to get what cost and total sum here total sum plus digit. Okay, then num and percentage, that for floor division divided by 10. That is what remove the last digit, we get what only the first two values, or remove the last. When we take the four numbers, we get three first three. When we take the four, we get the first three. Like that, how it will work. Okay, when we print the sum of digit, if num's original is total sum, it will be getting. Okay, can see right? The sum of digit what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what 50. It is we see what using the while loop. Okay, using the for loop, it will be smaller. Okay, can see right. I am doing here what tracing here for that one. Okay, I'm taking here what one initially what number is what 1. Okay, number is what initialized to 1. So I'm here initialization. So next we know what taken that 1 as the output, and 1 is what is less than equal to 3. Yes, 3 is true, right? So when check the while condition, it's true, you can enter the loop, and 1. So true is what 1, and print the number displays the current value of the number is what which is 1. Okay, when we take the what like we take the for next one, when take what 1 plus 1, that is what 2, we'll consider initially what 1. So I'm taking here what we get the output, right? 1 plus 1, that is what 2, that is what is true. When it is updated to what 1 plus 1, when we takes the iterating to the second number, that's what 2, it is becomes 2. And when you go to the 2 is less than 3, is true. So then we loop goes back to check the condition and it's true, you enter the loop again. Okay. And when we go to the loop again, we get the values right 2 and true. So let me take print the number that is which is 2. Let me take the another one. 2 is plus 1 is 3 is equal to 3. This is true. And also num is update is what 2 plus 1. So number becomes what 3. Okay, like that how it will work. And here what I'm taking here what 3 and 3 is what less than equal to 3. Case is true and it should be run. And loop is back to check the condition is true and we enter the loop again. Then we go for 3 and it is true and we get the output as what 3 and displays what which is 3. Okay. What we do when we do to the 3 plus 1 that is equal to 4 means what? The loop condition is what? True only, and which is updated to 3 plus 1. That is what? Becomes 4. Then when it becomes the 4 is what? Less than or equal to 3 is false, right? Then that loop is what? Goes back and check the condition, and it's false, right? And loops dot what? Stop the executing, and it's overcome to the loop. And it will end, and the program is finished with executing the loop. This is how tracing will be work, and when you're doing the sum of the numbers in the using what? Your while loop. Okay. And this is how it will work. And let's stop you and continue in the next classes. Okay. And